Hello dear students. Here in this video I am going to discuss about the nutrition in human beings. Human being is a multicellular animal where the digestion of food takes place through various processes starting from ingestion, then digestion, followed by absorption, assimilation and finally egestion. The digestive system in human being comprises two parts. They are the alimentary canal and the associated digestive glands. The alimentary canal is a long coiled muscular and tubular passage of about 6 to 9 meter in length. It extends from mouth to anus. The food enters the canal through mouth and passes through esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and finally anus. The glands associated with human digestive system are the salivary gland, the liver and the pancreas. These glands pour their respective digestive juices into the alimentary canal and the ducts. Let's start with mouth. The mouth helps in the ingestion of food. Here in the mouth there is tongue, which is a muscular organ and it's responsible for tasting the food, as well as it helps in swallowing the food into the esophagus. The teeth in the mouth help in breaking the food, chewing the fruit and crushing the food into simple particles. The mouth too has salivary glands. There are three pairs of salivary glands: the parotid, the submaxillary and the sublingual. These are found in the mouth cavity at different positions. The salivary gland produces saliva. Saliva consists of mucus, water and lysozyme. It is an antibacterial enzyme. The salivary gland also releases salivary amylase or tyalin. The saliva is responsible for the killing of bacteria present in the food, which is done by the lysozyme, and the carbohydrate rich food, that is starch, is broken down here into the simple component, that is the maltose. Saliva cleans the teeth and keeps the buccal cavity, tongue and lip moist. It also provides the medium for dissolving food particles and help in tasting the food. Next comes the pharynx. The buccal cavity opens into pharynx. It is a funnel-shaped canal where digestive tract and the respiratory tract meet together. The masticated food enters into the pharynx and the muscle of the pharynx contract to push the food into the esophagus. This process is called deglutition or swallowing. Esophagus or food pipe. It is a muscular tube-like structure of about 25 cm in length. It passes from neck, thorax and diaphragm. After swallowing the partially digested food, that is the bolus, travel down the esophagus. The esophagus has no digestive glands and it is not concerned with the digestion of food. Remember this point, students. Now, this digestive tract, that is the esophagus, exhibits peristaltic movement. It is a wave-like contraction and expansion movement of the muscle of the esophagus wall so that the partially digested food is pushed forward. Peristaltics occur all along the alimentary canal with the help of smooth muscle. From the food pipe or the esophagus, the food passes to the stomach. It is a muscular bag-like J-shaped structure present in the upper left side of the abdominal cavity below the diaphragm. The stomach can expand significantly to store all the food from the meal. In the stomach, the food undergoes churning movement and mixes thoroughly with the help of gastric juice and convert into a creamy fluid called chyme. With the action of the gastric juices secreting from the gastric gland and the hydrochloric acid and mucus present in the stomach. Pepsin is the main enzyme of the gastric juice. It works in highly acidic medium and acts upon the protein to convert them into peptones and proteases. In the stomach, renin is the another enzyme present in the infants only that converts the soluble milk protein into paracasein. The function of hydrochloric acid. It softens the food and makes it acidic for the proper functioning of the enzyme pepsin. Secondly, it stops the activity of the tyalin and kill the microorganism present in the food. Thirdly, the hydrochloric acid converts the inactive pepsinogen into pepsin. Now comes the role of mucus. The mucus present in the stomach protects the inner lining of the stomach from all the ill effects of hydrochloric acid and pepsin. In the absence of mucus, hydrochloric acid can cause acidity and formation of gastric ulcers due to the corrosion of the inner lining of the stomach. Next comes the small intestine. It is the longest part of the alimentary canal. In human being, it is about 6 meters in length and 2.5 to 3.5 centimeter in diameter. The small intestine is coiled tube divided into three parts, namely the duodenum, jejunum and the ileum. The duodenum is the shortest portion of the small intestine. It is a C-shaped structure into which the bile and the pancreatic ducts open through a common duct. The food coming from the stomach is acidic and has to be made alkaline for the action of pancreatic enzymes in this part. The jejunum is the short and narrow part of the intestine and it is about 2 meters in length. It bears intestinal gland on its inner surface. And finally the ileum, it is the longest part of the small intestine, about 4 meters in length. It is provided with finger-like projections called villi, which increases the surface area for absorption of the digested food. The final structure of the alimentary canal is the large intestine. It is a short wide tube of about 1.5 to 1.8 meter in length and 4 to 6 centimeter in diameter. This part of the alimentary canal is concerned with the absorption of water and salt due to the residue passed on by the small intestine. The large intestine has three parts, namely the cecum, colon and rectum. The cecum is the small pouch at the junction of the ileum and colon. A blind tube called vermiform appendix is attached to it. Colon is the longest part of the large intestine, about 1 meter in length and a U-shaped structure. The absorption of water mainly takes place in the colon and the undigested food is converted into fecal matter in this part. The colon is again divided into ascending colon, transverse colon and descending colon. The rectum, it is the last part of the large intestine, about 15 centimeter in length. It opens outside the body through anus. It temporarily stores undigested waste called feces before being ejected through the anus. The anal opening is guarded by an anal sphincter. Now come the digestive glands. Let me first discuss about the liver. Liver is the largest gland which lies in the right upper side of the abdomen. It is about 1.5 kg and its main function is to secrete bile. Bile is a yellowish fluid produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. Bile lacks any kind of enzyme, but it contains water, sodium bicarbonate, bile salts and bile pigments. The bile salts help in the emulsification of the fat, that is, the breaking into small droplets of the fat. Bile also makes the food alkaline for the proper action of the intestinal enzymes. Next comes the pancreas. Pancreas is the second largest gland lying in the loop of the duodenum below the stomach. It secretes pancreatic juice which contain pancreatic enzymes like trypsin, chymotrypsin, nucleases, pancreatic lipases and pancreatic amylases. The pancreatic trypsin converts the remaining protein and peptones into peptides in the alkaline medium, while the pancreatic amylase converts the undigested starch into maltose. The pancreatic lipase converts the fat into fatty acid and glycerol. Next comes the action of the intestinal juices. The intestinal juices, which is collectively known as succus entericus, secreted by the intestinal gland, contain the following enzymes. They are the peptidases, maltase, lactase and invertase. The peptidases or iripesin helps in the breaking down of the peptides into amino acid in the alkaline medium in the small intestine, while the maltase converts the maltose into glucose and the lactase converts the lactose, that is the milk sugar, into glucose plus galactose, and the sucrase or invertase converts the sucrose into glucose and fructose. Finally, the assimilation of the digested food takes place in the small intestine to the villi. The absorbed food is transferred into the blood and moves along with the bloodstream. This food is supplied to all the cells in obtaining energy as well as growth and repair. So, my dear students, it was all about the human digestion, the various digestive glands and the parts associated with digestion. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.